Now, a political dust-up taking place in Texas. The Texas House Redistricting Committee, advancing a plan to approve the congressional map you're seeing on your screen right now. That could add more GOP congressional seats next year. Now, critics of the proposal say it would suppress the votes of people of color.
I remember when Trump called Georgia. He called the Secretary of State. He told them, I need to just find 11,780 votes. What did Georgia say? No. Well, Donald Trump called our governor, and he said, I just need a small change. I just need you to send me 5 congressional members. And what did our governor say? Sure. Give me a minute. Coming right up.
Texas has a right to redraw these lines to fully represent the desires of every voter in the state. But, Sean, that misses the point here. The point here is that Democrats have done something that's very un-Texan. They've turned their backs on their fellow Texans. When it came to a fight, they turned and ran away.
Texas Republicans issuing civil arrest warrants for the Democrats who left the state in a Hail Mary move to block a controversial redistricting bill. More than 50 Texas Democrats headed to Chicago, New York, and Boston over the weekend, stalling a Republican push to redraw congressional districts in their favor. Governor Greg Abbott today ordering state troopers to find and arrest the Democratic lawmakers, who today dared him to try.
Subpoenas from Texas don't work in New York, so he gonna come get us how? Subpoenas in Texas don't work in Chicago. He's gonna come get us how?
What's up, everybody? Major Retired Richard Ojeda here. And do you support coalition districts where black, white, Asian, Latino, everyone comes together to choose who represents them, no matter their background? Do you believe that kind of democracy is worth protecting? That was the question, and Texas Republicans failed. Big time.
It seems like we have consistently heard the refrain that Michael Jackson used to sing of why? And so I just want to be clear, because I have an opportunity to see so many people that I serve with, and unlike the chair, I actually do recall a number of things, such as the fact that the state was grown by 95% people of color. I also recall, and I'm old enough to remember, when Texas lawmakers took pride in not being DC. I'm old enough to remember how you ignored the voices of people during the last redistricting.
Representative Jasmine Crockett didn't just call them out, she dragged them. At redistricting hearings in Texas, she begged them to do the one thing that they never do, look in the damn mirror.
This legislature has consistently been found to be intentionally racially discriminatory in the drawing of its maps ever since the Voting Rights Act was enacted. I am also old enough to remember that it was a great Texan that signed the Voting Rights Act of 1965 into law. So,
please finish your testimony.
To comply with the Voting Rights Act, we should have 60% of the seats that allow people of color to elect their representatives. That would be 24 seats. Instead, we currently only have 14. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands in times of challenge and controversy. I am asking you, in the words of MLK, where will you stand?
Thank you for your testimony.
She laid it all out. The rigged maps, the broken promises, the decades of lies. She exposed how these Republicans serve billionaires, not the people who sent them to Austin. Texas Republicans are trying to finish what they started years ago, drawing maps so crooked they need a warning label. Maps designed to guarantee power, even when they lose the vote, because they know they're going to lose, and they're panicking.
I do think it's important for us to have the conversation around the fact that this is bigger than Texas. This isn't just about the 5 seats in Texas. This is about a power grab. It is about basically setting the tone for what Donald Trump will try to do throughout this country so that he can suppress the voices of black and brown folk just so that he can stay in power.
To block this scam, Texas Democrats fled the state. Dramatic? Yes. Necessary? Hell yes. Because this isn't just gerrymandering. It's gerrymandering on steroids. They're trying to erase coalition districts, gut the Voting Rights Act, and hand Trump a custom-designed map to steal back the House. This isn't just about Texas. This is about whether democracy survives. Congressman Jasmine Crockett is on the front lines, torching their lies, shredding their spin, and laying down truth. From MSNBC to the State House floor, she's calling this what it is, a scheme to choke out black, Latino, and Asian voices and lock in white minority rule for another generation. This isn't just a Texas problem. This is a 5-alarm fire for American democracy. She didn't stop there because talk is cheap, and Republicans, they've been moonwalking around the truth for years. Say one thing, do another, and hope nobody's paying attention. They promise the unthinkable, backpedal when caught, and then wait for the noise to die down before doing it anyway. And when the damage is done, suddenly they've got that good old Republican amnesia. Can't recall, don't know, wasn't me. But Crockett wasn't having it. When she hit them with the why, it wasn't just a Michael Jackson reference. It was a gut punch. Why are y'all doing this? Why erase voters of color? Why dismantle districts where people of every background come together to choose their leaders? What the hell are you so afraid of? And when the Republicans did what they always do, laughed it off, ducked the questions, dodged accountability like it's a sport, but Crockett brought the receipts. The broken promises, the rigged maps, the lies dressed up as legislation. She laid it all out, point by brutal point, lie by lie, cover up by cover up. This wasn't governments. This was power grab, a hostile takeover of democracy. She absolutely torched the place. Point by point, she laid out how Republicans had been lying through their teeth. They said the maps were fair, but somehow 40% of Texas is Anglo and over 60% of the districts are controlled by Anglo majorities. That's not math, that's manipulation. They claimed they'd represent all Texans, then cut out coalition districts where black, white, Latino, and Asian voters actually come together to elect someone who gave a damn. Gone, erased on purpose. They said they'd comply with the courts, then redrew the same racist lines the court told them to fix. Same discrimination, fresh ink. And they swore up and down that this wasn't about Trump, but every one of these rigged maps is designed to help him claw back power of the House because they know they're going to lose. Crockett called it. She said the quiet part out loud. It's about cementing white minority rule, choking out real representation, and bulldozing the Voting Rights Act along the way. Because that's what this is, a full-blown democracy rescue mission. These lawmakers aren't just protesting, they're fighting to protect you. They're standing up for the voices that the GOP wants erased, and they're demanding what should have never been taken away. Real representation, fair elections, and voting rights that actually mean something. So raise your hand if you support the Texas Democrats and Representative Jasmine Crockett for standing up and fighting back. Because in 2025, it's outrageous that we're still battling open, shameless corruption, that we still have to fight for basic representation. But here we are. And thank God for people like Jasmine Crockett who aren't afraid to say the truth, show the receipts, and hold the line. We stand with her. But what the people in Texas did was they got up and they left so that the State House in Texas would not be able to get a quorum together and not be able to basically do the illegal gerrymandering, which is what they're going to try to do to create those 5 seats. And remember, the moment they do that, get ready, because Gavin Newsom is ready to create 25 seats in doggone California. So you want to play bull games, you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And make no mistake, there's other places that can do that too. That is an absolute fact. When it comes to the numbers, we actually hold the population. We do. The Democrats do. What we've got to do is we've got to make sure that the Democrats are getting out to the polls and voting. There were more people that chose not to vote at all than voted for friggin' Donald Trump in the last election. Those people, the independents, we've got to get these people out. We've got to get them fired up. We've got to get them to the polls, and everybody's got to go, and we've got to vote. And this time, the reason why we want to vote is because we're going to take away the ability for Donald Trump and his people to get away with the crimes that they're trying to openly push. And that should motivate everybody. That should motivate all the independents to vote Democrat. Vote blue no matter who. Up and down the damn ballots. And let's get rid of these Republicans because they don't give 2 shits about you. And oh, by the way, if you don't believe me, hey, Republican Texans, all the Texas people that are Republicans, how is your life? How are things going? Because the Republicans ain't done a thing to help you. If anything, you are the same level that you've been ever since they took power. But you have not been elevated, and you know it. And that is an absolute fact. Sappers clear the way, airborne all the way.